Was good, LONERD. I went from this noisy city to this quiet forest. Keep watching to see what happens. Alright, welcome. If you're new here, we are a lifestyle brand that is focused on creative problem solving for the psyche, for the people, and the planet, because all of them are connected to us. I had the opportunity to spend 3 weeks at an eco-village, which, according to Wikipedia, is a traditional or intentional community that hopes to become more socially, culturally, economically, or ecologically sustainable. Out of all the options that I had, I chose the Oracle Institute in Independence, Virginia. One of the first things that I noticed was how beautiful the property was. Nature has its own way with words, so you don't really need to say much, which is why I spent the first week just chilling. I did feel kind of guilty about not being able to give back more.
Being, someone of Afro-Caribbean descent, we were people that worked very, very hard just to breathe, just to live, just to eat. I'm very much being called to protect my energy and my life force that allows me to continue to be here, And the more I try to fall into that mold and work harder and do what people want, the worse I end up feeling.
Both leaving and staying in New York City took a toll on my health. Sometimes you just need to breathe. I was able to take some time to do the things that I know that I loved that was good for my health, like cooking and real healthy foods at that. I also got to do some yoga, stretch myself out, just really come into balance with who I am and who I'm supposed to be on this journey of mine. They definitely get a check for the psyche, but another thing that was one of my favorite parts is the people. I actually got a silent lunch from Nico during my sabbatical week, so that was really nice. And it turns out that Michael is a music lover, so we got to jam out a little bit. He is also the path of the artisan. The Oracle Institute is an educational nonprofit charity organization, and its micro-community, the Valley of Light, allows for 5 different paths for its members to evolve. The 5 paths, the peacemaker, the scientist, the native, the artist, and the oracle, are based on the 5 traditional branches of yoga. Its mission is to create and advance a new world based on interfaith unity and to cultivate a culture of peace. It was nice to see the community celebrating the advancement of one of its members. It's a clear example of them preserving their individual, which the LONERD is obviously a big fan of. They are clearly for the people, so another check. You already know what time it is. I know you thirsty because I am, so please go ahead and pause this video right quick and get you some water. 16 ounces, 32 ounces, whatever, the clock has started. Today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, NextGenna. NextGenna is a group within the Global Eco-Village Network with an aim to educate, connect, and inspire the youth to build the world we wish to be a part of. It was because of NextGenna that I was able to experience this eco-village and bring this lovely footage to you. So if you like what you see, please go to their website, nextgenna.org. All right, I'm gonna shut up now. Drink. All right. Welcome back. In this part of the video, I'm going to share what I learned, loved, and did not expect about this experience. The first thing is that I learned a lot about tending to animals from Darcy. This was more than just your average visit to the zoo or cat sitting for your neighbor. I got an in-depth view on both the responsibilities and the joys that come with taking care of other life, as well as how it all fits together to make the eco-village flourish. Seeing that bees are one of my spirit animals, I especially loved beekeeping.
Kind of like what you have here, and then canvas like this material here.
This is a European hornet, and this is a yellow jacket. And the yellow jackets are about the size of honeybees, so you can see the difference. These guys eat those guys.
Wow. Yeah, they're huge. Of course, I was very alert and hyper-vigilant because there's tens of thousands of bees. You could get stung. but at least the jackets were fly, so it was worth the risk. Another important thing I learned was how they handle their recycling. Not like New York City, where you have garbage men twice a week.
Takes cardboard, newspaper, metal cans, and 1 and 2 only plastic. No glass, and it'll take magazines.
Having to do more work shows me that they are clearly for the planet because they have more personal responsibility. I found it very hard to choose from the 5 paths since I have experience and a love for all of them, but my artistry was the best thing I could offer. So I set out to paint a mural inside of this kiva, blessed and consecrated by the Kogi people of Colombia. Laura explained to me that the Kogi tribe were living peacefully and uncontacted up in the Sierra Nevada mountains for hundreds of years and came down to provide the original instructions and to warn of the dangers headed to the Great Mother Earth caused by us, the younger brother. They visited the new river at the Oracle Institute, which is rumored to be the oldest river in the Western Hemisphere. How cool is that? I'm so blessed to be able to have contributed to this. But now it's time for me to get into some of the things I didn't expect, like how dark it was.
I got back from painting not too long ago, and it is dark as hell. I'm a little scared, but I gotta go and get like one of their black peppers and a tomato that they have at the garden. Wish me luck. It is dark as
Living in the middle of the deep dark woods and not locking doors, yeah, all of that was new to me. This was just one example of how this was way different from New York. Speaking of, I was kind of missing that cultural, even indigenous presence that I hope to find here. The healers, the seers, the live, breathing, living spirit. This is the Valley of Light, but I couldn't help but think about the shadows. How much of this new world that's being ushered in is just a mirroring or a returning to the principles and practices of those who were demonized, abused, and killed for their beliefs? This is why traveling is so important, because it takes you outside of yourself to reflect. Laura told me that the main road used to be called Battlefield Drive, indicative of all the bloodshed and lives lost over the land. She changed the name to declare a new story for the land. She has extensive experience studying native cultures and advocating for maintaining sacred spaces. But how can we move towards love and light without justice being served and reverence restored for all that's been lost? I don't really know. I don't have all the answers, but I can say that an intentional community is a great place to start. It's a promise and a dedication that a group of lonerds connected through integrity, morality, and commitment can work to figure it out together. That's all I got, LONERD. If you'd like to learn more about the Oracle Institute and maybe even schedule a visit to the beautiful Valley of Light, head to theoracleinstitute.org and keep up with Next Jenna on Instagram. Thanks for being here, LONERD. Be sure to catch my next video where I share my experience of being homeless in Chicago.